And so we had to find ways to do this thing a little better. And history brought about the advent of the sprinkler in the early 1900s. But it wasn't really easy to do. They had the concept of hoses, and they could move hoses around, and they could run sprinklers, or they'd take galvanized or black or other steel pipe and have it plumbed as a solid set system and put different types of sprinklers, the early style sprinklers, on those. Generally they were sprays. We figured out how to let the water fan out and spray real early in the industry. Then the impact was invented, and that gave us a way to throw the water a lot further, so we didn't need near as many sprinklers. So we could send a stream of water out and have it rotating so that we covered from one site maybe 50 feet out, 50 feet, 60 feet radius from a given point, instead of with a spray head 15 to maybe maximum 20-foot radius. So it took a lot less sprinklers the minute we got to that thing. And then we got to the point where if we're going to go out here and irrigate it in the field, we got to be able to move it through the field. And in World War II, the aluminum industry boomed when they were making airplanes, and after the war, one of the byproducts was aluminum tubing. And they figured out, hey, we can use aluminum tubing to supply water to an irrigation system. We'll call it a hand line, and put a sprinkler head every 40 feet out across the field on this tube, and we got ourselves a portable sprinkler system. We can irrigate quite a few acres off of this one system. And so that was the advent of the hand line. And then we came to the next step was to get a wheel line out of that thing, get it so it rolled without having to break your back to move the thing. And then came the center pivot. Solid set existed all along. We always had the ability to solid set it. But then in World War II, another thing happened, the development of polyvinyl chloride, PVC. And they were able to make pipe out of that PVC. And now they had an inexpensive and easy to handle product to go ahead and create solid set systems with. So since the middle to late 1940s is when this industry really took off and exploded. And so we're looking at a very, very young industry. This is a baby in the scope of the world. And you know, center pivots, they were invented about the time we put a guy on the moon, a little bit before, but not a lot. So it wasn't like that we've had this industry around forever. It isn't that old. And as we go through the aspects of the different kind of sprinklers, we'll look at them, we'll talk a little bit about their history, but what we're going to key on to now is the functional process of how these sprinklers work. What I want you to know is how these sprinklers work. If you understand how they work in your mind's eye, you'll understand inherently how they can be fixed when they fail. Or you'll be able to know that they have failed when they fail because something isn't right. If that thing isn't turning, something's wrong. You know, we need to fix it. Just a little observation take you a long ways in this world. We'll start with impacts. And impacts have a very wide range of sizes.